So it's like going into that next season and going into all of this time, we kind of look at it, it's like we have to make sure all of our players are there. So the new guys, bring them in early, make sure we address it so we can really hit the ground running. Because if we don't, we could actually have a terrible start to the season to the point where we look back at it in May and think, wow, we kind of fumbled it in like the first 5 or 6 games. You know
That's
what I
it.
mean?
So if I had to ask you guys an honest question, I want you guys to tell me, where do you actually think we would be by December if we get the signings that we need to get, right? And I'm gonna play a little game as well because I'm gonna exclude Rodrigo, and I want you guys to tell me the type of players that you would want at the club that you think will put us in a better position by December, where we're up there, we're in the cups, we're able to do that.
Bro, the
If you're
number
taking out
nine.
Rodrigo, damn.
Yeah, no, the number nine. The number nine. It's all even like Victor Gyökeres, the difference maker, that elite cutthroat striker. That is,
Do you
I'm
think he's
telling
really
you,
cutthroat, chef?
bro. For me, that is where, because you know we all
I'm
watch
just a little
football.
scared. I'm a
Bro,
little
no,
bit
we,
scared. I
we
can't lie.
understand football. I know
Can't
you
lie.
understand football. Obviously, you're a
Yeah.
coach, UEFA level, blah. When you look, yeah, and at the chances that we create, the way
Mm,
that we're so possession based, but we're
mm.
all is when we can't break down a low block in the Premier League, bro. Do you know how annoying it is? It's so frustrating,
So
week
frustrated.
after week after week, constantly trying to watch us sideways passing, run down the flank, stop the ball, pass it
Pass it
back,
back.
go again,
Oh no!
recycle,
Stop, chef,
do the
please,
little
please.
triangles,
I've got
then we go
PTSD, man. I've got
again. And
PTSD.
then when it comes down to, bro, you know what the worst thing is? Yeah, this is the thing that annoys me the most. It comes down to desperation, so they start crossing the ball in on a constant basis, but not at the edge of the box. Like 1 or 2 meters from there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
I don't like it, it frustrates me because that's not who we are. That's not. And I'm just thinking, cool, even if we go and still relay that same tactic, you put a number nine there, someone who knows where the goal is. Yeah. One of them funny little bounces dropped his bang. And that's what we're like. We've got no one who can do that. We have
Yeah, no, we
nobody.
don't have a
The
killer.
only
We don't have a
person
killer.
from last season, which is funny, that Mikel Marino just pop up random, boom. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, that finished
Arsenal
against Real Madrid.
Football
That finished
Club.
against Real Madrid, though. Oh my
No,
days.
no, bro, he done
That
well. Like,
finish.
I never cuss him because he's not a striker. He's just gone up there from the
Yeah, yeah,
midfield,
yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
done a job because the club and the manager have lacked the instinct to prepare in January and go and get that player. So when Havertz went down, it was lights out. We all knew it was lights out.
Right, so
Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And the Champions League run made it nice, but the football itself is frustrating. That's what annoys me. I know you put someone in there, a centre back's not gonna really go and cover the winger anymore. You can't give that man space. Do you see what I'm saying? Whereas Marino, you know what? One on
yeah,
one, we can defend that guy.
yeah,
We don't need to cover. You got Gyökeres, you can't. You
yeah.
cannot go and help out the fullback as a centre back. If you got Gyökeres running, you're gonna look behind your shoulder and say, "Oh, you best deal with your man and not let it come to the back
Yeah,
six."
yeah, yeah,
Do you
true,
know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, bro,
yeah,
and that's why
yeah.
I know that player, that because it's the mindset, the fear that it puts in defenders. When you got Haaland, yeah, he doesn't even really touch the ball, but the pressure he
The
puts on a
pressure,
centre
yeah, it's
back,
true. That is true.
it's enough because you know 100% the winger's gonna have more space. He can then just come as soon as he comes in, he draws the centre back with him. He ain't gonna leave him. You can't
Mm.
give players like that room.
Nah, nah,
It's
you get punished. You get
that's what
punished.
I mean, and that player will make the difference. Then if you go and get someone who's more clinical, because I believe people think, oh, even Martinelli, for argument's sake, if we get a number nine, he'll get more chances because he's gonna get more chances to run in because that centre back's gonna grab who
Yeah, yeah,
you
true.
look. Victor Gyökeres, Arsenal sign him, he becomes instantly the third best striker for me in the league.
Really?
Haaland, Isak, then Gyökeres.
You
That's
think
the
so?
level for me,
You think
100%.
so?
Yeah, 100%. I
Damn,
can't.
Jay,
Who's
what do you think about
better?
that, bro? What do you think about that, Jay? What do you think about that?
See that
Damn,
one. Do you know what
these
it
little
is? Okay,
statements.
cool. I can see the logic behind it, yeah. But then at the same time, I think like it's so presumptuous. That's my only thing because
Well,
it's very difficult. As we've seen in it, it's difficult for players to come into the Prem and instantly hear off. But I do kind of agree with the fact that at Arsenal, he's going to get chances. That's one thing you can basically guarantee. If we're seeing Marino's able to bag like 7, 8 goals from being up front, and he's literally the furthest thing from a striker, then you put an actual person. I think that it's that instincts that we're talking about. It's that instinctive player who knows where the goal is. That's the thing. That's the kind of vibe that I get from Gyökeres. He's someone who, if you put the ball in the box, he's gonna be there. You know what I mean? He's gonna be there. He's gonna be sniffing, and especially from the fact that he'll want to prove himself as well. Because a lot of this kind of conversation, when you really think about it, like if I'm if I'm Gyökeres, right, and I'm hearing Arsenal were tossing and turning between me and Sesko. After the season or the past couple years I've just had, where I've basically bagged over 100 goals, I'm there thinking to myself, I'm not a joke, man. I'm an elite nine, and I've showed
100.
it. I've showed it at this level. I've showed it in the Champions League that I can actually hang with the big boys. So if I'm thinking to myself, I'm getting compared to basically someone who might be good, right? If I'm Gyökeres and I land the Arsenal, I'm trying to show everyone why,
That's
yo,
what I
I'm
believe the
the
same
guy.
thing.
I am the guy. But
Mm.
bringing it all back to the whole, would he be the third best striker? Potentially. When you think of
But
that, cool.
who's better?
That's what I'm saying. When you think of nines in the league right now, when you look past Haaland
Solanke?
and Isak,
Oh no, no, no!
you know what I mean? It's like,
Do not say that guy's name. Don't say
exactly,
that
you're not
guy's
really
name.
gonna say
Solanke?
Solanke.
Nah, nah.
Like,
Watkins,
what
Watkins.
No, for
Watkins is
me, he's
more
better
prem
than
proven.
Watkins.
Watkins, you have to give him off for the fact of being prem proven, but then even in Watkins, low key, like he does miss chances though. I can't lie. For as good as he is,
And
Yeah,
Watkins
look, I
yeah,
Watkins
rate
does miss
Gyökeres,
chances.
man. I'm telling,
yeah,
I rate Watkins. I'm not saying he's poor, but I'm telling you,
yeah.
when you look through and you go through team by team, Rasmus
Mm.
Højlund, Zerks, do you get me? So I
There's
know
Cunha.
for a
There's
fact.
Cunha. There's Cunha.
Oh, he's a 10, really, isn't he? He's not
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
really
like the
like,
9.5,
Yeah,
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 he's
no,
not.
yeah,
900,
nine,
like.
yeah, 9/10. Yeah,
But
I
for
get it. I
me,
get it.
Joker, he comes in and he's the man, and I know he's it. The way he plays football, that
Yeah,
hunger, you know, he wants
yeah,
to come to Arsenal and say, "I'm the player that took these lot over the line. It was me." I'm telling you,
yeah. I hear that. I hear
hundred
that. You
percent,
can
man.
feel it. You can feel it from him, innit? You can
Yeah,
feel
like
it.
I
He's
know
got
a
that
player's
personality.
hunger. Like I'm
Mm,
like when I was watching Carlos Tevez at the time, someone like that. I love that kind of player. He would
Mm,
break his back to get to every ball, every
mm.
press. It's like, but apparently he was bad at training. He didn't care. Do you know what
Yeah,
I
he
mean? But
didn't
when it came time to put it on the line to win, you
on
know
it.
he's do yeah, and that's what I feel like. Gyökeres is that kind of player. He wants to rise to the occasion. He feels like he's destined for it. I want someone like that. I don't want someone who's nonchalant like Havertz about it and just like sweet.
Oh
I'm not on
yeah,
that
I
anymore.
get it, I get it, man. I want a lion. I want
Yeah,
a
man.
lion.
exactly.
You know
So
when
it's like,
you know he's running at you, even defenders are.
yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like that kind of player who you look at and it's like, yeah, you're gonna die for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna put blood, sweat, and tears. I was thinking about strikers. I'd argue. Okay, cool. Me, I'm on the Mateta train. I can't lie.
No,
I
he's
think
cold,
Mateta's
but he's
a
not
cold
better than
striker.
No, no,
But
he's
but
not better than
if I'm
Gyökeres.
we
talking
can
Prem
both.
proven,
Let's say
you know what I'm
both.
saying?
We're only
Like,
saying both.
We can take both
But
because
that's the thing.
obviously Mateta will be expensive now though after the season he's
yeah,
had,
30
Mateta will
mil,
now
30
be
mil.
and
expensive.
they're in
Yeah,
Europe now, aren't they? They got
yeah,
European
Europa
football.
League.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got Europe. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I'll say 30 mil. No, 30 mil for
Nah,
Mateta.
I'll take
Palace
him for
don't let
30 million.
Mateta go for 30 mil. I feel
We
like
sold them
if you were
Eddie
gonna
and
take,
Ketty for 30 million.
yeah, I
Yeah, come
mean,
on, man.
like,
Come on, we done on a service, innit?
I think that because of the market of strikers, they'd want 55, 60.
yeah, I
There's
feel
not
like
many.
looking at the
It's the
market right now.
strikers. The new systems in football have just made this advanced winger forward. like the 4-3-3.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah,
those two
yeah. Oh,
wingers have
yeah,
taken because people are growing up. They want to be on the right or the left. They don't
yeah.
want to be up front, and that's what
No,
happened
it's
now.
Yeah.
true.
The
It's
gap
true.
is just massive. When I was growing up watching football, every single team had a bona fide gunman. Mark Viduka. Do you know
Oh
what I mean?
The Dika and
People
that
like
man
that.
there.
Andy Johnson. Like, bruv,
hey.
Craig Bellamy.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Yeah, when you actually think about what you just said there, Mark Viduka, Craig
Yakubu.
Bellamy, Yakubu, yo,
Yakubu.
man,
And
like
the
See?
Barclays
Yakubu.
one right there.
You know what it is, yeah? Back in the day, we had a lot of strikers that were playing for so many different teams. Now we can only
100%.
count strikers on about 10 hands. What? Sorry, two
Yeah.
hands. 2 hands.
10.
10 hands. Can you imagine? But
But
yeah,
yeah,
No,
honestly,
but I know,
it
I know.
changes. It changes. It's
It's
it's a
because football's
systematic thing.
changed, bro. Yeah. It's
Football just
changed, man.
evolves. Like I think when you see that kind of that Liverpool team where they kind of took
Firmino.
Firmino kind of dropping more deep, being more like basically a 10 that's playing up front. And even then, when you think of like Man City as well, and when they start to like phase out Aguero, it's like before Haaland came in to be that guy, like a lot of time it was like you'd play someone like I remember that whole season where they had like basically De Bruyne was playing a false nine,
Yeah.
or they
Or
played like Foden
Sterling.
there or something, or
Sterling was up
Sterling. Do you know
Sterling,
what I
front.
yes,
mean?
Sterling
Like
was up front.
when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
when you think
Sterling was up
about it,
front.
and they were still doing what they were doing, they were still getting as far as they were getting. And even when Jesus came in, as we've seen, we know Jesus is in a clinical nine. He kind of operates in that same kind of mode of that kind of like 9.5 player, really. So it's like systems just evolve. I remember like when I think of years gone by, it's like you had serious teams of consistently like if they had one thing, they would have a striker, and
Yep,
that would be the player who bails them out. It's like
yep.
when I think of like Swansea with like Michu and that. Like when I think of old days with Aston Villa and Benteke, it's like the team around them, like the wing play would be important, but it would be that number nine. That's the person who you look towards to be like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna bail us out. Get the ball
Yep.
to this guy, and he's gonna score, and he's gonna be the one to take us forward. And it's almost like it's funny in the fact that football obviously goes in cycles. So now we're calling for that player. You know what I mean? We're calling for that nine where it's like we're gonna give you the ball in the box, and you just have to score the goals. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna
Mhm.
get you the ball. You're gonna get the chances. We've seen it season upon season upon season. Like that ball that always goes across
Yep.
the 6 yard box. So we're thinking to ourselves, wow, if we just had a striker there, we probably would have scored that. You know what I mean? The amount of chances
Oh
in
man.
literally week in, week out. Like I will say one thing. As much as we've been bashing Erdegaard this season, like he still creates chances, irrespective of it
He
all.
does.
He still
He
creates
does.
chances. The team in general, as much as I get onto Martinelli, the team still creates chances. It's whether
100%.
we choose to actually take those chances in game. Like look at how we performed against PSG in the Champions League. Like we had chances that game. You give those
Oh
chances
man, no.
to someone like Gyökeres, we probably score. You know what I mean? Football's a moments thing. You're gonna get these moments where your the momentum is with you. You know what I mean? So it's whether you, as a team, you have the players who are going to take it in the moments where you need to.
I agree, my friend. I absolutely agree. And again, going back to the whole situation with the number nines, because as we know, that's what we need. Well, that's the most thing we need. And it seems here this was 9 minutes ago. Leipzig are playing hardball. They won 85, between 68 to 85 million for Sesko.
But he's not even worth 85 million. I'll be honest. I
Yeah,
don't
I
believe that
wouldn't be doing
he's not worth.
85.
Yeah, I don't think that
85.
he's worth even 70 million for me. We're paying for potential more than anything else
Yeah, of
because
course.
he's not a proven goal scorer. Do you know what I mean? It's not Schick has scored more goals than him in that league. Do you know
Mm,
what I mean? Patrick
mm, mm.
Schick. So I feel like, no, real talk.
She's
I
decent
think
though. Let's not like Shik is decent, but it's
he
true.
is. He's cold. If he was
Hey, bro.
younger,
No,
I'd
the
be
way you
going for
the way
him.
you said his name, the way you said his name was like,
No, bro, I'm taking these players. I don't like. I feel like with this guy, it's a lot more. I don't know what has changed in Arteta's philosophy, what his tactics have like gone to, but he wants big players, strong, rigid, and he wants players who can head the ball. But it's
mm,
like you need to not lose who we are as well. At the end of the day, we're Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah.
We play beautiful football. We've lost technicians. We don't have technical players anymore all around the pitch. Before, every single position at Arsenal, I could tell you was a technical player in every position. Wherever they was, they could have the ball at their feet. They know how to play football. And for me, that's a fun for playing for Arsenal. I used to
Mhm.
always think you need to be at least the
Technical.
bare minimum. Yeah, you need to be technical. If you're not, you won't last. But now we're so rigid, and it's like we've lost the ball carrying people just running through the midfield. I said before, other than Rice,
Yeah, we've got no one.
I
We've got no
don't know
one.
what he's doing. I really have no idea what philosophy he's going for. Like, I
I
don't
think
know
there has
what.
to be a balance with that though, because
No, cool, Jay.
ultimately,
But who?
yeah,
What's the game plan?
yeah, there has to be the balance between the big players, the strong players, because ultimately, for a long time as a team, especially in our massive trophy drought, where we still had technicians, we were getting bullied. A lot of games we got especially going away to Palace, going away to Selhurst Park. It was a nightmare. Going away to Stoke, it was a nightmare because we just get bullied off the park. Because it's like
Going away to anywhere
even
was a nightmare, bro.
you know what I mean. It's like we are. Remember how horrible our away record used to be. Our away
Horrible.
record used to be
Awful.
shambolic because everywhere we go at the Emirates, we play comfortable because we can play our cute little passes and this, that, the other, and carve a team apart, and that's great. But ultimately, I think Arteta kind of has gone a bit overboard with the
100%.
the strong men and having being strong in both boxes. Like you need that 100% you do, but then like you need to have those technicians there, those players who can get on the ball and create something. Those players who can get on the ball and just make something happen. Do you know what I mean? Those players who can play play beautiful football the Arsenal way. Do you know what I mean? And I think this is one thing I was saying when we were thinking of, or one thing I just remembered when we were thinking of players who I would sign. Me personally, if I'm putting the Ghanaian bias aside, Mohamed Kudus, we should be all
100%.
over that. That is a player
All
who I
day
look
long.
at. If you're
All
not
day
gonna
long.
get someone like Rodrigo, Mohamed Kudus, that is someone you could 100%
100%.
get in and look for. Because someone like him, right? He does the role that Trossard does, but I think, me personally, I think he's better. But he does the role that Trossard does in a way that Trossard can basically play anywhere on that front line. Kudus can do the same. He could operate in
I agree.
literally so many different positions and be effective from different positions as well. And he's someone who is so strong on the ball, like you'll never see him get bullied off the ball and shrugged off the ball. And do you know what he has? He has that arrogance as a player to be like, "Hey, give me the ball. I'm gonna make something happen. I'm gonna play a pass. I'm gonna do something different that will allow for us to actually." Potentially create a good chance because I back myself and I back my ability. He's someone who's not going to shy away. Now, mind you, he didn't have the best season at West Ham last season, but West Ham in general didn't have the best season last season. Besides Bowen had a quality season, mind you. But as the team as a whole, it wasn't really playing and Potter coming in mid-season as well. It wasn't really flowing in the way that it was supposed to.
Mm.
Someone like that, and I saw rumors not too long ago that he was linked with Chelsea. Oh, if
Oh,
I
that.
if I
Oh, I
see
hope not.
Kudus
I
going
want him.
Chelsea,
I
like
want him.
that
I
is
want him.
someone. If you're not gonna get the Rodrigo, if you're not gonna get the Williams, get someone like that who you've
Yeah.
seen in the Prem,
100%.
who
Hundred
you've
I want
percent.
him.
seen dunk on you
100%.
at the Emirates, who you've seen twist up Miles Lewis Skelly and get him sent off. You know what I mean? That's someone who you've seen consistently do something against Arsenal. So if I was Arsenal, that is someone who I would definitely be looking at.
No,
Fair, fair. Yeah. What do you think?
bro, I'm with him. I agree. I've said before, you can play the 10, you can play left, right, you can
Even
play
centre
up
mid.
front.
Even Ajax, we play
Yeah,
in centre
he's
mid.
so,
That's what I'm
bro, he's strong
saying.
on the
That is a
ball.
quality
He's
player.
direct, and he's someone when they're running at you, it's a bit like, oh, like,
Oh yeah.
you
Oh
know what I
shit.
mean?
What is he
Like,
gonna
he's
do?
coming,
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna have to
yeah, like,
you're
that's the
at the
kind
very
of
you're
player
gonna
that
have
I
to drop it
want.
properly. Like
But going back to